Let's see here. What is the problem? Ah, there it is. We'll get this PlayStation fixed in no time. Ah, and it must be time to read. Just working on one of my side hustles. Now, where do we leave off in Ender's Game? We're halfway through launch, but it's a bit of a long chapter, so I decided to break it in half. Let's see. But we chose the best of the best. And that's the only kind of kid you're going to meet now. And when I tell you Enderwigan is the best in this launch, take the hint, pinheads. Don't mess with him, little boys. Other boys have died in battle school before. Do I make myself clear? There was silence the rest of the launch. The boy sitting next to Ender, scrupulously careful not to touch him. I am not a killer, Ender said to himself over and over. I am not Peter. No matter what he says, I wouldn't. I'm not. I was defending myself. I bore it a long time. I was patient. I'm not what he said. A voice over the speaker told them they were approaching the school. It took 20 minutes to decelerate and dock. Ender lagged behind the others. They were not unwilling to let him be the last to leave the shuttle, climbing upward in the direction that had been down when they embarked. Graff was waiting at the end of the narrow tube that led from the shuttle into the heart of the battle school. Was it a good fight, Ender? Graff asked cheerfully. I thought you were my friend. Despite himself, Ender's voice trembled. Graff looked puzzled. Whatever gave you that idea, Ender? Because you spoke nicely to me and honestly. You didn't lie. I won't lie now either, said Graff. My job isn't to be friends. My job is to produce the best soldiers in the world, in the whole history of the world. We need a Napoleon, an Alexander, except that Napoleon lost in the end, and Alexander flamed out and died young. We need a Julius Caesar, except he made himself dictator and died for it. My job is to produce such a creature and all the men and women he'll need to help him. Nowhere in that does it say I have to be friends with children. You made them hate me. So, what will you do about it? Crawl into a corner? Stop kissing their little backsides so they'll love you again? There's only one thing that will make them stop hating you, and that's being so good at what you do they can't ignore you. I told them you were the best. Now you damn well better be. What if I can't? Then too bad. Look, Ender, I'm sorry if you're lonely and afraid, but the buggers are out there. 10 billion, 100 billion, 1,000,000 billion of them, for all we know. With as many ships, for all we know. With weapons we can't understand, and a willingness to use those weapons to wipe us out. It isn't the world at stake, Ender. Just us. Just humankind. As far as the rest of the earth is concerned, we could be wiped out and it would adjust. It would get on with the next step in evolution, but humanity doesn't want to die. As species, we have evolved to survive, and the way we do it is by straining and straining at last every few generations, giving birth to genius. The one who invents the wheel and light and flight, the one who builds a city, a nation, an empire. Do you understand any of this? Ender thought he did, but wasn't sure, and so said nothing. No, of course not. So I'll put it bluntly. Human beings are free, except when humanity needs them. Maybe humanity needs you to do something. I think humanity needs me to find out what you're good for. We might both do despicable things, Ender, but if humankind survives, then we We're good tools. Is that all? Just tools? Individual human beings are all tools, and the others use us to all survive. That's a lie. No, it's just a half-truth. You can worry about the other half after we win this war. It'll be over before I grow up, Ender said. I hope you're wrong, said Graff. By the way, you aren't helping yourself at all talking to me. The other boys are no doubt telling each other that then old Ender Wiggin is back there licking up the Graff. If word once gets around that you're teacher's boy, you're iced for sure. In other words, go away and leave me alone. Goodbye, Ender said. He pulled himself, hand over hand, along the tube where the other boys had gone. Graff watched him go. One of the teachers near him said, "Is that the one?" "God knows," Graff said. "If it isn't Ender, then he'd better show up soon." "Maybe it's nobody," said the teacher. "Maybe. But if that's the case, Anderson, then in my opinion, God is a bugger. You can quote me on that." "I will." They stood in silence a while longer. "Anderson, The kid's wrong. I am his friend." "I know. He's clean, right to the heart. He's good. I've read the reports." "Anderson, think what we're going to do to him." Anderson was defiant. "We're going to make him the best military commander in history. And then put the fate of the world on his shoulders. For his sake, I hope it isn't him. I do." "Cheer up. The buggers may kill us all before he graduates." Graff smiled. "You're right. I feel better already." And that's the end of Chapter 4, Launch. Chapter 5, we will start next time, is called Games. Games are how they train. And we're going to learn all about the different games they play. I will see you guys next time. Hopefully you have some fun playing some games of your own.